need 4 rulers, 10 pens, and 2 staplers, and 3 erasers.
Okay, hold on now.
I also want 2 more pens. Those 3, 1 green, 1 purple, 1 orange, and then 4 more erasers.
Okay. Wait lah.
Oh my god, why are you taking you so long? I have to go, I have a meeting, we have a meeting.
Sorry.
One eternity later.
Oh my god.
Why is it taking so long, dude? I have to
Sorry.
go!
Dude, seriously? Oh.
Now what? Everyone is waiting.
Wait, I've got an idea. Hold on. Let me get it. Let's use the Abacus.
What?
The Abacus. Hold on, let me calculate. What do you want again?
4 rulers, 10 pens, 3 erasers, 2 staplers. Yeah, that's all.
Alright, it'll be 42.50.
Okay.
Whoa, this thing is amazing.
Alright. Would you like to know more about the Abacus? Alright, let's go.
Now, let's start with the history and the development of the Abacus.
The abacus has undergone much development throughout the ages. The ages can be divided into 3, which are ancient times, Middle Age, and modern times. During ancient times, from 300 BC to 500 AD, the Salamis tablet and Roman calculator were invented. On the Salamis board, physical indicators were replaced on the various rows or columns that represent different values. The indicators were not physically attached to the board. Pebbles were usually used as indicators. As for the Roman calculi, calculations are made by using beads which could slide up and down the grooves to indicate the value of each column. The size was such that it could fit in a modern shirt pocket. In the Middle Age, the coin board and line board were invented. Wood was the primary material from which counting boards were manufactured. Also, the orientation of the beads switched from vertical to horizontal. In modern times, the swanpan and soroban were invented. The abacus that we know today has been developed from the swanpan. Swanpan is a classic Chinese abacus which has 2 decks. The upper deck has 2 beads and the lower deck has 5 beads. It is also known as the 2-5 abacus and it was used until 1850. After 1850, the 1-5 abacus was invented. This abacus has 1 bead on the upper deck and 5 beads on the lower deck. This abacus is still being used up until today.
So in front of you, you should be able to see an abacus with 5 in a row, 4 on the bottom, 1 on top. In the abacus, you have to represent the numbers by rows. This is the ones row, tens row, hundreds row, and so on. This is how you represent numbers on the abacus. This is 1, 2, 5, 7, 10, 20, 25. And this is how you reset the abacus. Now let me teach you how to do addition. So let's say we do 64 plus 12. So first of all, you have to represent 64 on the abacus. So you have to put 6 on the tens and 4 on the ones. Now you have to add 1 to the tens, then 2 to the ones, and now you get 76. Pretty simple, right? So the next one will be subtraction. It's actually almost the same as addition, but slightly a bit different. So let's say we're doing 342 minus 212. First of all, you have to set the abacus to 342. Then you have to reduce 2 on the hundredths row, reduce 1 on the tenths row, and reduce 2 on the ones row. Then you will get 130. And now comes the tricky part. Addition and subtraction is a pretty simple arithmetic, but now we're going into multiplication and division. Okay, let's start with multiplication. Let's say we're doing 12 times 34. Because we're multiplying two numbers, we have to allocate two separate rows for the two numbers. Because it's 34 and 12, we have to give 2 rows to 34 and 2 rows to 12. So now we set 34 and now 12. We will also need to allocate 3 rows for the product because multiplication of 2-digit numbers will give you 3-digit numbers. So we'll give 8th row, the 9th row and the 10th row for the product. The first step you have to take is to get the 3 from 34 and multiply it with the 1 of 12. That answer, which is 3, will be placed on the 8th row. Second, you take the 3 from 34 again, then multiply by 2 of 12 and set the answer to the 9th row. That will give you 6. And then you multiply 4 from 34 with 1 from 12 and add that to the 9th row. That will make the answer from 36 to 40. And last of all, you multiply the 4 from 34 with 2 from 12 and set that answer to the 10th row. And after that, you can calculate the answer and it will give you 408. Last of all, we go into division. Well, division is rather tricky, so it might take a while to explain, so bear with me. Let's say we're doing 24 divided by 2. The first thing we have to do is to set the divisor of 2 on row 1. Then we have to set the dividend of 24 on row 6 and 7. Then we'll divide the 2 from the dividend with 2 of the divisor and set the quotient of 1 on the 4th row. Then we'll multiply the 2 with the 1 and that will give you a product, and we subtract that product from 2 of the dividend to obtain the remainder, which is 0. Then we get the 4 from the dividend and divide it by 2 of the divisor. Then we get the quotient of 2 and we place it in the 5th row. Then we get the 2 from the divisor and multiply it with the quotient of 2, and we will get 4, and we subtract the product of 4 from the 4 of the dividend and we get the remainder, which is 0. And then we can count our answer, which is 12.
So why don't we use a calculator?
What are the advantages and disadvantages?
Let's start with the advantages. One of the advantages of having an abacus is that it allows calculations of large numbers. Second of all, you can calculate it literally anywhere because you don't need paper or pens. Third, anyone can actually learn it because you don't need to be smart to learn abacus. And last of all, if you practice well with the abacus, you can be faster than a calculator. You can bet on that.
There are serious disadvantages of abacus as it takes a long time to calculate complex number. Besides that, it takes time to learn how to use it. Moreover, it is hard to keep track of calculation that involve large number. Data can be erased easily as well.
Now you know the advantages and disadvantages of the abacus. Although the abacus has a lot of disadvantages, it is still relevant today. Here are some examples of how the abacus is used in the modern society.
Hello? What? You want me to go now? Okay, I'll come. Excuse me, boss?
Oh, yes.
How much do I have to pay? I ordered nasi lemak, ABC, and 100
will be
plus.
5 ringgit, ABC is 2 ringgit,
And
100 plus 150. Total will be 850.
Okay, 850. Yeah. Keep the change.
What? Keep the change?
Keep the change.
Oh, that's cool.
So, good morning, student. Today I'm your maths teacher. My name is Miss E. Okay, so today we are going to learn addition.
Yay!
Okay, so are you guys excited about this?
Yeah!
Okay, let's start the first question. What is 25 plus 35?
I don't know.
Use your calculator.
Not enough.
Then now you guys can try using this.
Hey, I can't see the figure. I can't see the figure of the calculator.
That's the last time.
Try, just try.
Means 35 plus 25 is it?
25 plus 35.
Go. Means I got the answer. It's 60.
How do you get the answer?
Well, I'm not using a calculator, but
Okay, show me.
the 25 plus 35 equals to 60.
In conclusion, the abacus is a useful tool.
Although it has disadvantages, it is still relevant today.
We should be thankful to the people who invented it.
Without the abacus, solving mathematical problems in daily life would have been hard.
Yes, especially in ancient times.
It doesn't matter how old you are, you can still learn how to use an abacus.
It may not be easy to learn, but good things don't come easy.
So what are you waiting for? Start using abacus now!
Thank you.